stag do? Hey guys, what's new? Hope you're having a lovely Monday. I've had a very fragile weekend, so forgive me if I'm a little delicate today, but I've not played pub golf in a while, and I don't really want to play it anytime soon, and nor do I want to play paintball again for a good 6 months, because I am covered in bruises, but so are the little kids that I took out. Who's the real winner there? Alright, now today was going to be all about drones, but I live in England. It's miserable, it's wet, it's windy. Now, I've got a lovely new lens, which I'm going to talk about in the next video, because I want to go out and capture some footage with it so you can see it. Again, England's happened. This will be the worst day in your career if you don't do what I'm about to show you, because it's happened to Sarah Dici, it's happened to Peter McKinnon, it's happened to my mate, it's happened to probably your mates, and it might have happened to you as well. I've never had it, but nor do I want to, which is why I finally, way too late, invested in a setup to save my ass. Now, if you're working with a tight budget, this is going to be the last thing on your list, and I get that because you need to have a camera, a lens, batteries, SD cards in order to work. But if you don't have a storage solution, you don't have a backup solution, you can potentially lose thousands of pounds. I was running off one hard drive for the last year, and I realised that I had about 10 grand worth of work on that. If I'd lost that, I can't get that back. So this is why I finally invested in actually a very cheap, simple, safe solution. 3 backups, 3 different places, you can't go wrong. We all have SD cards, right? You all have CF cards, whatever you shoot on. Now, the first thing to do, step 1 in making sure your footage is safe, is come up with a system that works for you. If you're sharing SD cards on a job, the last thing you want is for someone to borrow that SD card and lose all your work. Harrison?
Put the card on the side, plugged it into the computer, and when I came back, there was no card. And what my colleague had done, because there was no cards that were cleared in the thing, she took it out of the computer, formatted the card, and just lost all of the photographs. It's gone, and it made it even worse that they'd travelled from New Zealand.
Now, there's a few different ways of doing this. Some people use tape. I have an even more simple solution because it's quick and easy. If it's facing you, it's good to go. If it's not, don't use it. Better yet, have 2 cases, one with fresh SD cards and one that is used SD cards, and label them up. In fact, what I might do is even get a bit of tape on there and write my system. Now, the way I work is I tend to shoot on just the 1 card normally for a day, because I've got quite large cards and I don't tend to get through the whole one. So I leave that in the camera until I get home, and that way I know whenever there's an SD card in the camera, it needs backing up. Take it out, back it up, put it back in the case. Go on to a new job, take it out of the case, put it in the camera. These processes just help you make sure that you are not going to screw yourself over, alright? I didn't breathe enough then. This is what I do, and this is why I do it this way. Step 1, I back it up onto my G drive. It's 8 terabyte. It covers all my work that I'm working on, so any project on the go lives on there. I then also back it up onto a hard drive. You've probably got a bunch of hard drives knocking around. I've got about 4 or 5 1 terabyte hard drives. Now, that external hard drive copy just lives on the shelf and it's there with all the footage. I haven't got the project on there necessarily, but I've got the footage. Because at the end of the day, I can rework a project if I need to. It's not ideal, but I can do it. So you've got that hard drive over there, and you've got your main hard drive with everything working on it. With these drives, with a Lacy drive or G drive, you can do it with Synology. You can do what's called a RAID. You can do a mirror image system where basically the hard drive splits into 2. So my 8 terabyte could be 2 4 terabytes. And from that, you've got an immediate backup. Now, I've not done that because I'm using a Windows computer and it was a right faff to do. I don't even know if it's possible. Mac, it's so easy with the drives I've got. It's super simple. But also, I quite like having 8 terabytes of space, and I've got my hard drives externally. Actually, I didn't need to back something up in its own system. Now, so you've got your 2 backups, right? This is great. You've got your hard drive, your external hard drive. What happens when you get robbed? My mate at uni, you know what? A lot of my mates have been in bad situations. A guy broke into his house and stole his camera and his laptop whilst he was in his back garden. My parents got robbed 3 times when they lived in London. Obviously, a client is going to understand. A client will be like, do you know what? You got robbed, you lost all your stuff. But then again, they'll still have that bit in their head that goes, ooh, but do you remember, like, we lost all that footage? Maybe we should use this guy instead. Have an online server space. What this is is an online storage space that backs up as much space as you want, unlimited, for £50 a year, okay? Like, £50. £50, and that's all your stuff backed up in another space. Every 30 days it will back up, and you can choose whatever is backing up, but you can back up your whole system if you want. All your work, your projects backed up in a space that's not in your room, okay? So someone could come in, steal my computer, my hard drive, my external hard drive, my camera, my SD cards, and I would still have that footage. Get my insurance to pay me back for everything else. I've not lost my client. It's a surefire way to make sure you are safe. 4 different versions of the same project. Hard drive, external hard drive, SD card, server. As soon as England stops being England, I'll get my drone up and talk you all about that. Next video will be all about the 16-35mm 2.8 version 2 of the Canon series. Beautiful lens, used to have on the Aram line. Love this thing. Let's wrap up there because I need to go feel sick somewhere else. Okay, so you have a nice Monday, have a nice week. I'll see you Thursday. Boom da boom.